Isn't that sweet of him? But the fact of the matter is he's lying. You are to Bobby Eakes what I am to Tip O'Neill.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. I just like to say the word tip.
Use words.
Hey, you're watching Del Weston on film, and guess what? I'm Del Weston. Yeah, get used to it. Hey, it's Lisa Douglas, my co-host for the week. What's up, Lisa Douglas?
Hey, Del. How
Good
are
to see you, sweetheart.
Good to see you.
Look who's to your right.
I know.
Oh, man, it's Carmen Argenziano.
I know.
Let's give her the
It's a
focus.
pleasure.
The Godfather,
Pleasure
Don
to
Juan
be here
DeMarco,
with you.
The Accused, Stargate, CSI,
Oh, yeah. A lot of stuff.
Sonny and Ray Ray.
Sonny and Ray Ray.
Man,
I'm proud of that work.
I scored with you on Sonny and Ray Ray.
You're a very good director.
I want to show a clip of you in that film.
Yeah.
Here's a clip of Carmen Argenziano in the new film, Sonny and Ray Ray. Check it out.
What is that, an iPhone, Levi? I heard the reception.
I'm in no mood. What do you want?
Coffee, if you got it.
Abilene coffee. Oh, what's up?
I picked up a guy last night. Petty drug thing, but he's got priors and he's on probation.
Look, I got to do. Coffee's $2. Why don't you let yourself out?
All right, listen to me.
Welcome back. What was it like working with Bobby Eakes? I mean, she's a veteran soap star, but she's also a singer, a model, Miss Georgia. What was that like?
Georgia Peach. You know, so Bobby's one of those actors that just, they connect. She just, and you know, she's so pretty, and but that's sexist. Forget about that. She's a lovely woman who really knows how to connect and be accessible, and she's right there. And that's such a privilege when you work with someone that that you trust, and that there's this, it doesn't require a whole lot of, I mean, there's just chemistry there with Bobby because she's that open. There's a vulnerability about her, a sexuality. It's just, she's the package, you know. And very similar to Lisa as far as, you know, just being a beautiful woman who's there and fun and secure and
Oh my gosh.
mesmerizing.
Isn't that sweet of him? But the fact of the matter is he's lying. You are to Bobby Eakes what I am to Tip O'Neill.
What does that even mean?
I have no idea. I just like to say the word tip.
Use words in a way that we can all understand them.
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am.
Tip has more hair. Or
Tip
had
has a lot more hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
You came aboard the project. You did some rehearsals with us.
Yeah.
And you, as a veteran actor and someone who'd been in very, very large productions, you were able to massage your way down to a small, you know, independent film that did have some name talent in it. Harry Lennox, Nick Mancuso, Bobby Eakes, David Steen. And you were like like a bulwark for the film. I mean, you were there. You were like a foundation for it. What's it like being the designated hitter for a film like that?
You know, it's. I feel secure in what I do now as an actor. It takes a long time, you know. Well, what's that old line? You know, I didn't become a bad actor overnight. You know, I tried not to become a. I mean, a lot of work at the studio. You know, the actor's studio is a wonderful place where, you know, pros can get together and do scene study and do play readings and you know, you get to the cutting edge of what the work is all about. It's a very personal thing. It's a very invested thing. And some actors, like a Christian Bale, have that when they're young. They have that force about them, that commitment, that intensity, that confidence. Some actors, it takes a long time.
I saw Christian Bale in Newsies.
Newsies.
I wasn't so.
What was that?
That's an old film about some musical about newspaper
that's
boys.
right.
Remember that?
Yeah.
I don't want to judge him by his works. I hate to be judged by mine, but
Yeah.
he was no Batman, if you know what I mean.
No, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to ask you
Yes,
a question
please,
about
please,
how
darling.
you prepare for a role.
How do you just sneak into
It's
my line of
just, you know, I mean,
maybe I had
the
a follow-up question.
memorization process, like
Yes.
I've learned over the years, there's this thing you do.
Yes.
I do it through movement. You know, you have to learn Shakespeare. You move around and
Yeah.
you learn Shakespeare, and you get it into your head a lot quicker. And it's
Why are you
more
looking at me if you're talking
natural.
to him?
No,
You
that's
know-
true. The blocking helps
I
you.
can't answer his question for
where
you.
the lines come and where the beats come. The blocking of the movements and everything help you to, because it requires a lot of focus, a lot of concentration, especially with something like Shakespeare. But any play, plays are easier because you have a month at least to memorize what's happening, and then you have a rehearsal every day, and you can get that going.
And when you were working on this film,
Yeah.
do you prepare the night before? You learn your lines. You go and
No, we had rehearsals. We rehearsed for 2 months before the movie. I'm a little bit different. See, I'm a little bit different than most directors. I don't care to do a table read. I want the actors preparing for a film the same way you prepare for a play, because it means that we now have time to play when we get to the set. And that's, we were shooting 13 pages a day, and most films shoot about 5 or 6. We were shooting 13. We were leaving it half the day. And like, what happened? Well, they knew their lines so well. They were so rehearsed, and they could actually play with some of the takes. And even Carmen was adding little things to his own dialogue, which I'm fine with. I don't mind that. But he was so. I'm going to show a scene between you and the villain Levi and a bartender.
Oh yeah.
I want to show that scene so people get an idea of the depth of your performance,
Yeah.
especially the last line in the piece, which is "Why would I do that?"
Yeah.
You're watching Del Weston on Film. Here's a clip from Sonny and Ray Ray starring Carmen Argenziano. When we come back, we'll talk about what you are about to see. Stay tuned.
Bad information equals me paying you short. Say hey to Jenny for me.
Now, why would I do that, huh?
Please tell me you're not going to count that.
No offense, Levi, but last time you were a little short.
Well, last time you told me I was going to be rated at 10 p.m., and your buddies in blue showed up at 9:45. Bad information equals me paying you short. Say hey to Jenny for me.
Now, why would I do that, huh?
Welcome back. Did you miss me? I missed you. I got you some flowers. I'm sorry.
Strawberry.
Forget where I was.
Did you call him a strawberry? I mean, that's like special. That's like, isn't that like a crack?
Usually I get blueberry. People call me blueberry.
Strawberry.
Yeah.
Oh my
Or
God,
pecan.
that's your
They call me
nickname.
pecan.
From now on.
Yeah. I know what I'd call you.
What?
I can't sit on the air. I'll tell you later.
Oh my God.
Carmen, tell me a little bit about what actors should expect from Hollywood. What should a young performer who's talented, who knows they have chops, what should they expect from this business?
It's changed so much. I came out to Hollywood in '66, and pre-internet, pre-cells. I remember my agent loading up his old Nash with a big old black portfolio to go to the studios with all his clients, and that was the daily regimen. And there was, it's changed so much. It's very competitive now. God, I don't know how these kids, I mean, you really have to have that calling or that fire in the belly to even sustain.
I mean, I'm not a kid.
No.
But I send out my headshot repeatedly,
No.
and I'm just ignored again and again and again.
I know, I
so-
try and ignore it how I see it.
Oh, come on. And so, I mean, but for somebody, to have them not lose their heart over it, I mean,
Well, that's
I'm a good actor,
Yeah.
but I could never get an agent because I just didn't understand the business aspects of it.
I'd like to represent you sometime.
I'm sure.
I don't.
I'd
yeah.
represent you, I bet, is how it would go.
I love these two. Yeah, that's a beautiful statement about how you can maintain your heart or not lose your heart, but with a disappointment involved and everything. You have to initiate. You got to get down in the trenches and do plays, 90-seat waiver houses, dirty little theaters if you can, network. It requires so much work to begin to get work that I can see why so many kids are disillusioned, and so many kids come to this town not fully aware of what the process is, what's in front of them.
But don't they understand that if a director is willing to hire you
Yeah.
once and you do great, he's probably willing to hire you again?
Yeah.
I think that's lost on a lot of people. I recently had to fire someone
Yeah.
from one of our productions, and it was like a bitter, angry, infighting thing. And I'm like, let me understand something. As a director and also as a producer, I'm responsible for everything. As an actor, they might only be responsible for one part of it.
Yes.
But if their performance is bad, the blame still falls to the director, not to. And you can't go back to the investors and say, well, I chose wrong.
Yeah.
Maybe once you can get away with that, but not twice, not 3 times. And so I think that having someone like you on board who is special, who is talented, who is experienced, and who does know the ropes, it allows me to take more chances with people who I normally wouldn't take chances with, someone who I might have to fire or I might have to get rid of, because they're the wild card. They're the unknown.
Mm-hmm.
How do you reach people like that and say, hey, listen, the director wants to work with you, but he can't. This is why. I mean, what do you do?
Well, that's inevitable, and even with Don Juan DeMarco, I know that Brando and Johnny Depp did not get along with the director very well, who was an interesting man who wrote a script, who was he taught psychiatry or psychology at Harvard. I mean, this was a really smart man who took it upon himself to direct a feature-length movie, not having done it before, and he had problems. Big problems. But you have, the rehearsal we did before Sonny and Ray Ray was so valuable. And during that time, that rehearsal time, I learned something every day, because, getting a character or getting the chemistry with all the people and the relationships and everything, that's totally taken care of by the time we start shooting.
Yep.
And you also know who your performers are, what they can do, what their chops are. And you can... prior to shooting, if you have to make those kind of decisions, which are hard, but
it's very
it's
difficult.
inevitable.
But
it's
you have to be responsible to the work.
Yeah,
Beyond personal feelings, you got to be responsible for the work.
yeah,
And I noticed that everyone in the scenes, they're in the scenes with you, are leaning on you a little bit. They're leaning on you, and you have the ability and the strength and broad shoulders to let them. That's such a wonderful gift for a director to have that. I know that Carmen's going to get him through this scene.
Well, you created that atmosphere because you allowed that kind of freedom and that kind of playfulness, and several takes and great ideas and adjustments. And there's a wonderful give and take that a director should have with his actors, and it should be fun. And
Yeah, it should be. It should be fun.
And that's the environment that you created on the set, which I love, because so often in my career, starting back with early television and Mannixes and everything, and being a kid in Hollywood, you had to hit those marks and say the words,
Right.
perfectly in the script, no ad libs, no nothing. I don't ad lib much anyway, except when I have the freedom to. But
Do you think,
go ahead, Donnie.
when you're working, for example, when you're working on this,
OMG, he was on a roll.
listen,
Yes, Donnie.
And you
do
just cocked your leg.
Do you
and-
take the character and then you read the script,
Yes.
you take the character,
Yes.
you learn the lines, and you find out who this person is.
Yes.
And
Yes.
as you just become the person. How do you
I think,
work on
yeah.
the character?
It's a personal thing. Acting, I mean, you have to start off, you create a bio for the character that kind of parallels your own life. And whatever the character's intentions are, or whatever the objective, whatever this character's trip is, his journey, you assimilate it with your own stuff, your own background, your own strengths and everything. And And then you get a lot of input from the director. And in Dale's case, he wrote and directed it, so he has a real vision of what he wants and where he's going. And he also listens, you know. I mean, even working with Coppola for 2 months I worked 2 months up at Lake Tahoe with him, but it's all collaborative. It's all, you know, he listens to actors. What do you think? What do you want? What's this? What's going on here? You want to try it this way?
Right.
He'll set up, I remember Coppola setting up a camera when Michael Gazzo, who played Frankie Pentangeli, Michael was drinking quite a bit. He was a wonderful actor and a great teacher. I studied with Michael, but Michael drank on set. And he was just sitting in a director's chair like this kind of one day, and he was sauced, and Coppola set up a camera around him and had his bodyguard come in and tell him that, you know, Michael Corleone is ready to see him now. And Gazzo woke up in a stupor, and the guy stood the line, and he didn't know what he was doing. He walked out of frame. Just those little things. He has that kind of enthusiasm and that kind of playfulness and all that stuff where he can he can go off script and he can do things because he had the time there and the luxury. John Frankenheimer, I did about 6 films with him, and John was like from the old Cecil B. DeMille school. I mean, he was a bit of a tyrant. He loved actors, but anyone else, crew or you know, PAs, or he would give them a hard time, and he was very, very disciplined on a set. And he was shooting the movie, editing as he was shooting, and John Frankenheimer was a force. He did some great films, you know.
I love what you just said, but I still can't get over the fact that you interrupted him earlier, and you raised your leg and you TT'd all over the floor.
Oh my God.
You're watching Del Weston on film. We're going to get a mop and clean up Lisa's mess. We'll be right back.
Oh my God.
Poor Lisa.
Welcome back to the show. I need to apologize. Before the last break, I used a term that I never should have used. I said Lisa. I apologize for that.
TT'd. I like that. It sounds so delicate, so feminine.
It sounds like a child.
TT'd.
Hey, how does someone approach you for work? What's the best way to approach Carmen Argenziano for work? And I know how we met. You were walking through the halls of the AOF Festival 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And I saw you walk by. I go, hey, that's Carmen Argenziano. And then Katie Scott said, hey, Mr. Argenziano's here from our movie. He did a part in our movie. I said, oh, that's nice. And then you said, hey, this is a film festival. I said, yeah, it's a film. You go, I got a movie. I said, go in the car, go get it.
Yeah.
And we had a great screening in front of a great room.
Oh.
So how does someone approach you for work? And how do you and more importantly, how do you let somebody down when you say no? Oh my gosh.
You know, it's hard because artists, we put ourselves out there. I mean, even every time I audition or something, you know, I get the occasional offer, but...
I just got to say,
yeah, please.
What kind of question is that? How do you let someone down? It's like, okay, Cupid, okay, stupid. Come on. I mean, you just say,
She's right.
You're not my type. I don't like your role. I mean, you just say, oh, I'm busy. You can be polite or you can be direct.
Yeah.
Either way, I mean, letting someone down is letting someone down.
Okay, if I'm not your type, then why'd you go to McDonald's with me the other night? And why'd you eat 2 Big Macs and a smoothie?
I'm trying to gain weight. I'll eat whatever I want.
Makes sense to me.
That's true.
You were saying?
But she's right. You can be tough, and you got to make those cold decisions sometimes. But I know that, you know, you create this wonderful baby of yours, a script or something, which, you know, you put in a lot of hours and a lot of work. And for someone to reject a role or say, well, I'm not sure or something, that's part of what we do. And it's never... pleasant to be rejected or to reject someone else, but it's part of what we do. You know?
Yeah, it's part of it. And, and the sooner you get used to it, the better off you are.
Yeah.
You got to have a thick skin.
Yeah.
Sharp intellect.
I want to welcome you back to the show. And I'm pausing because I'm hoping that Lisa will stop talking to Carmen during my intro. But somehow, I don't know if that's going to be...
We're talking about you.
A lot of people do. That doesn't mean they interrupt my intro. What's wrong with you?
I only I get him for a little bit longer.
I know I said this earlier. I'm gonna say, but you look great. You look really, really outstanding. That outfit, the shoes, you really look good.
Thank you.
I'm talking to Carmen.
I fall for it over and over.
Who doesn't? It's a great line.
It's a wonderful scent too.
When you work, she does smell good, doesn't she?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a country lane after a morning shower.
There you go.
When you work, where's your favorite place to work? New York, L.A., Chicago, back in Philly. What's your favorite? And is it on stage or is it on a movie set? What's your favorite? What gets you excited to work?
You know, it could be anywhere anywhere in the world where you have that kind of creative moment or that kind of collaborative or on a set. I mean, I love theater, but I love film. I love working in the style that we did, Sonny and Ray Ray. It was almost kind of improvisational. Go ahead, darling.
No offense to Sonny and Ray Ray, but what was your favorite role? I mean, to date.
Oh gosh, it's coming. You know, most of my film stuff has been. I've had a few leads in some rather bad films. A lot of supporting over the years in TV, and a lot of supporting in film. I guess my favorite roles were stage plays where I did the leads. You know, like All My Sons, Arthur Miller, Proof.
I'm here because you invited me.
What are
and
you doing here?
Just
Welcome.
soaking in the compliments, really.
Welcome, beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
You look hot too, Jack.
Yeah, Jack.
You dirty girl, you.
Yeah, you guys didn't like my tie.
I bet in your day you were so hot.
In my day?
Yeah. You're like one of those pretty-looking 40-year-old actresses that's in a room full of 30-year-old actresses.
You're like a Helen Mirren.
I'll take
He's
that.
my Helen Mirren.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
That's nice. Producer.
Yeah, it's a new
I
thing.
love it. I love it. I love it. Carmen, thank you for being here.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Lisa, you're adequate. That's all I can say. Thanks for watching Del Weston on Film. Stay tuned, and for more information on our show, check it out at delwestononfilm.com. For more on Carmen Argenziano, look for Aurora coming out in 2014, and Sonny and Ray Ray coming out in 2014 as well.